Hi, I'm Heidi Lee. I'm here at the Hub Culture Pavilion with Sportmax, and I'm here today with Richard Armstrong, the president of the Guggenheim Museum. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming today. Curious to see where you see the museum changing in terms of international presence.
The principal change internationally will be the opening of the Guggenheim Abu Dhabi in the Middle East, which should be happening at the end of 2013. So we are running towards this very ambitious goal of having a large, comprehensive museum that's being built from the ground up, not only the building, but also the collection and staff. So it's quite a large challenge.
Yeah, tell us a little bit more about that in terms of the collection and what's involved.
Well, as you may know, it's today an unpopulated island opposite downtown Abu Dhabi, and it's been master planned to feature three important museums: the Sheikh Zayed Museum of National History, which will be advised by the British Museum in London, the Louvre Abu Dhabi, which will be advised by the Louvre in Paris, and the Guggenheim Abu Dhabi, which will be advised by the Guggenheim in New York. So it'll go from being what is essentially a large sandy island today to being a giant cultural hub just in the next 4 years, let's say.
Is it on schedule?
It's on schedule. It might even be a little ahead of schedule. Frank Gehry has designed a really monumental and arresting building that should be a great capstone to his career and attract people for hundreds of years into the future.
And what about funding? That must also be a challenge. What kind of efforts are being done to kind of attract new donors?
The Guggenheim had an interesting entrepreneurial history over the last 20 years through the efforts of my predecessor, Tom Krenz. So he, and with the help of people on staff in those days, put together very interesting models with corporate underwriters, principally from Europe, Deutsche Bank and Hugo Boss foremost among them. Those are ongoing relationships that allow the museum to stabilize its day-to-day operations and look out to a higher horizon. So our model has been to find other corporate supporters who might be equally as ambitious, and that's sort of the direction we're going. Funding is always complicated, as you know, particularly in a city like this where there are a plethora of really worthy causes.
Where do you foresee the museum expanding to? I know the Saadiyat Island in the Middle East is a huge expansion.
I think we want to go get that successfully launched, and then we'll be looking around.
Right.
But, you know, if you're being objective, it's mildly irritating not to be located in Asia.
Absolutely. Yeah. So definitely looking to Asia,
to the east,
to the east,
I would say.
And what about the art collectors and the donors for the museum? Are they an international group of people right now?
They are. We've made a conscious effort over the last several months, in particular, to try and incorporate collectors from outside New York, not only continental North America, but also Europe and elsewhere. So I think as the board changes its complexion, it'll be increasingly more cosmopolitan.
Is the board diverse? Does it have international
It will be
selection?
having more and more of that, yeah.
It will be having more and more of that.
Yeah, by its own choice, and also that's, I think, the best way to move forward.
Right. Well, you definitely have your hands full with the plans for the expansion in the Middle East and the contemporary program, and I just want to say thank you very much for coming. And
My pleasure, Heidi. Thank you.